Hello guys, welcome to a video that I've been wanting to do probably just for the last 2 hours to be honest, and I've just been setting up figures. But instead of making a Clone Army update, I'm just gonna take you through my whole Star Wars collection. So yeah, let's just get started. So first off, we have this little section here of my army. It's not that little compared to other sections, but the section of my army that is just Phase 2 grunts and shinies. Then we have the Phase 2 Clone Gunners, both from the most recent ATTE as well as the Saber Tank from, I think, 2017. Then we have one of my favorite factions, the Coruscant Guard, and also the Diplomatic Corps and stuff. Then we have the 41st, which I really want to scout to complete that little gap over there, but we'll see if LEGO releases anything even close to that in the next few years. Then we have these two Geonosius troopers, which are pretty cool. I don't know. I just like them. Then we have the new Captain Rex, which I got in the Venator. Fives, Phase 2 Cody, Phase 1 Cody, Phase 2 Gree, Phase 1 Gree. We got my new custom Commander Thorn. Pretty sick figure. Then we got Phase 1 Fox, which Thorn is just a placeholder until I get Phase 2 Fox, then I'll probably move him back. Then we got Bakara, Neo, Arkhammer, Rancor Battalion ARF Trooper, Lightning Squadron ARF Trooper. Then we've got Oddball Jag and just a regular pilot. The Bad Batch with Crosshair. I really wish they made a Republic version. I'd buy that in an instant. Then we've got, unfortunately, well, let me get to the rest of the army first. So we have the regular 501st, which are a mix of the 2014 troopers coming in the ATRT and the 501st Battle Pack. Then we've got the specialists with the, I forgot what these are called, but they got the cool visors. Then the heavy troopers, we got 8 of them. And then jet troopers, commanders. Or not commanders, but sergeants or lieutenants or whatever they are. Then we've got the 332nd, which are cool. We've got 8 of them without a jetpack and 12 of them with, but really they're just the same figure. I do really want a Captain Vaughn to lead them, but at the same time, I probably would go custom just because the LEGO one is so poor. Then we have 187th, which I don't really care about this Legion so much, or this faction. Not faction, but subset of the Republic. But I wish I had just one more airborne trooper or regular Phase 2 just to complete that line. Then we've got the Phase 1 shinies, including some pretty yellowed old troopers. Clone Wars style, first realistic style, and now the mix. Then we have that one, what's it called? Gunner. Pretty cool figure. Behind that, we have the new pilot. Then these 4 commanders. The commander, and then the sergeant, I'm pretty sure. I'm missing the captain and lieutenant, and I don't know if I'll ever get them, but the completionist in me would really like to, complete that line. And then we've got some bomb squad, and unfortunately, only 1 Horn Company trooper. Now, we also have these 3 figures, which are a young Boba Fett from the new Slave 1, the old Captain Rex, which used to be worth $150. Now it's I think 100 something. And Admiral Yularen. Now, moving back, we have the Jedi, which I wish I had more variants, but it's also not like they released them that much. So hopefully gonna get Aayla Secura in the MTT soon once it goes on sale, because no way I'm paying retail for that thing. But yeah, we got Grogu in the front, mixed with my 2014 Anakin from the from the Interceptor. Then we've got the new one from Ahsoka's Interceptor. We've got some Obi-Wans. We got Camino Obi-Wan, Clone Wars Obi-Wan, another Clone Wars, and Episode 3. Then we've got Mace Windu's. We've got the Ahsokas. Got Yoda's. Stas Ali or Adigalia. I mean, they both look the same, so that minifigure can double as either one. Then, oh, I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, but Quinlan Voss. Then we have Luminara Unduli, Plo Koon, Coleman Trevor, old Obi-Wan, you know, early Empire, like Episode 4 Obi-Wan, a bunch of Farm Boy Lukes, Kanan, and, of course, Mandalorian Luke. So here are my Sith Lords and, like, Dark Force users, and I really need to expand this section. I didn't include my Inquisitors because that's with the Empire section, but we've got Asajj Ventress, Maul from Mandalore, and then we've got Maul with his robotic legs with my custom Darksaber. Then, leading our droid forces, I have General Grievous, and this setup is like the first time in years that he's held all 4 lightsabers. Then we've got the Clone Commander, some AAT driver clones, some pilots, just regular, I mean, not clones, whoa, droids, sorry. Then we've got some regular, you know, droids. And then my super battle droids, which that part of the droid army I definitely need to get more of because I only have 4 and these are all the old ones. Then we have the accurate commando droids. Then some assassin droids behind them, including IG-11 and a Geonosian droid commander. Then we've got all of my astromechs, including Chopper, bunch of R2s, this droid which came with the ARC 170, this droid which came with Ahsoka Starfighter. I think that's R4P17 or something, but it's Obi-Wan's droid. And then an Imperial astromech, which I don't even know where I got that from. Then we've got C-3POs, including the oldest to my newest version, but I don't know, I kind of want that new one with the dual molded leg. I think that would be really cool. Then we've got kind of like the aliens, you know. I could have put Nute Gunray with the droid army, but I just felt like including him in the like alien species category. But I really want to expand the section because there's so many cool figures of different aliens that I don't have. But yeah, hopefully in the next year I'll expand that a decent amount. So we have a Jawa, then a Kaminoan, Nala Se, Nute Gunray, an Imoidian, then Jar Jar Binks, who's a Gungan, and then 2 Chewbacca's, one of them being the old one. So, and then, low-key an underrated part of my army, even though it's only 3 figures, we've got the Sith Troopers, as well as an Old Republic Trooper. And I really love the Old Republic stuff, and I would be inclined to buy more of it. However, the problem is that figures from the Old Republic are very expensive. Like Darth Malak, who is a 25th anniversary figure, is like $30 by himself. And if I had $30, I'd probably just get like a set to build the clone army or like another, you know, smaller set. So it's unfortunate, but that's all I have at the moment. We'll see if that grows at all. Here we have the Rebellion army, which is very, very pathetic compared to the Empire. But low-key, both of my like original trilogy era armies are pretty small, so I do need to grow both of them. So first we have Mon Mothma leading them, then Jandadana, then Leia, then I forgot his name, but he's an officer. Then Hoth Luke from that little, let's see, that little microfighter pack. I really like that figure a lot. Then we have Pilot Luke, Cara Dune, because she was a shock trooper for the Rebellion, whatever that means. Then an A-Wing pilot, and of course some Endor troopers. And if you notice, the A-Wing pilot has Gimli's face from Lord of the Rings. However, some troopers where I'm just lacking like their proper head, I'll just slap a normal head on and just call them grunts for like whatever faction they're a part of. Then we have kind of like regular humans / like bounty hunters. So we got Grief Karga, Magistrate Grief Karga. Then I forgot her name, to be honest. And then the Mandalorian section, which is like a mix of bounty hunters and Mandalorians. So first off, we have Jango Fett from the UCS Slave 1. Beautiful figure. Then we've got a regular Jango from like, I think 2013 or maybe 2012. Then we've got Boba Fett from, you know, The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, which I need to get original trilogy Boba Fett because that's honestly the more iconic one and the cooler one in my opinion. Then we've got Beskar Mando, followed by a bunch of like the Mandalorian like cultists or whatever from like the tunnels of Navarro. Then we've got OG Mando from the Razor Crest and Paz Vizsla. Behind them, we have some more Clone Wars era figs. Not really like the Night Owls, but like I'm just including them as like Death Watch, kind of. So, yeah. So we have Gar Saxon and some Maul Mandalorians. And I can't wait to get those new ones because those new ones look really sick in my opinion and are going to bolster the army by like a few figures. I'm not going to overdo it. And then we got Bo-Katan and then some like Death Watch Mandalorians. Okay, moving on to the biggest part of the army that like, not the biggest part, but the one that I want to grow the most. It is the Empire. So we've got the Grand Inquisitor here, the first brother Marek, or Marak, however you want to pronounce that. Then the fifth brother, who I don't think has a name. And then the third sister, Reva, who, that's not even a good figure of her, because, like, it doesn't have her proper haircut. But also, that character just sucked. Then we have Thrawn, the better version in front. The Rebels version, which, like, I kind of like a little bit more. I don't think it's a better figure, but, like, the colors are better, especially in, like, the Rebels show. He looks more like that. Then we have Moff Gideon and like Mandalorian Commando Moff Gideon. Then we have Juno Eclipse without hair, which is just tragic. And then like a technician or something like that. And 2 ATST drivers. Then we have these like Imperial Praetorian Guards, which I wish it came with 3 because then it would be scene accurate, but unfortunately that's not the case. Behind them are these Mandalorian like stormtroopers, which I don't know if I want to necessarily grow that part of my army because those are sick figs, don't get me wrong. But they're also like barely Imperial, like they're more Imperial Remnant. Anyways, moving on. Then we have these Dark Troopers from the hallway scene and also Moff Gideon's cruiser. Regular Stormtroopers. I honestly like these like new design of Stormtroopers. So I definitely want to get more of them. I only have 2, unfortunately. But then we have a Rebel Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper with a black pauldron from like the 2012 era. A regular one. 2 Sand Troopers that don't have their backpacks, unfortunately. But one of them is a commander and one of them is a sergeant or a captain or something. Then we have 2 damaged jet Stormtroopers. Not like those. Then a Shock Trooper. A Mortar Trooper, which might be my favorite Stormtrooper in the collection right now. And a Rebels TIE Pilot. As well as an Imperial, I think, Turret Trooper. I don't even know what these are called, but maybe Death Star Technician or something. Moving on, we have my Scout Troopers, which includes 2 of the new Scouts, which are great figures. One of the Snow Scouts, which is also pretty cool. And then an old Scout Trooper. And for my Snow Troopers, we have these 3 from the new not new battle pack, but the one from a few years ago. These ones from the battle pack, like they came out like over 10 years ago. And same thing with that AT-AT pilot in the back. They came out in the same battle pack. And then also in the same microfighter like setup, they came with that Hoth Luke. We have this AT-AT driver. So that is it. Basically for my entire minifig collection. Now I have a few minifigures that like are incomplete, so I didn't include them. But basically my goals over the next like year are I want to get more, I probably will just get more clone troopers anyways, but I want to get some 327th troopers in my army. I want to get like a few more Jedi from like the era of the Republic. Definitely for my Sith, want to get an Emperor Palpatine as well as a Darth Vader. I cannot believe I don't have those yet. Then, I guess for my droid army, I want to get more super battle droids. Astromechs I don't really care about. Like, same thing with C-3POs and, like, protocol droids. But if they're in sets that I just end up getting, then I'll add them. I definitely want to expand my just regular, like, aliens in Star Wars section. I'm not going to lie, the Old Republic era troopers are the least likely to increase next year because they don't really come out with that often. But if they do, and if it's, like, reasonable, like, if it's not, like, one figure in, like, a crappy set, like Malik was, I think, in the R2 set, which I do not care about, a big R2, then maybe that'll increase, but I don't know, we'll see. Also, want to make my Rebel army bigger, but I mean, unless there's, like, a battle pack or, like, some appealing set that comes out, probably won't get that much bigger. This, not even really a section. Mandalorians, I think it's going to get a little bigger because there's a few sets coming out that include, like, Mando, so whatever. And also going to get some more Maul Mandalorians in that new battle pack and hopefully get a helmet for that guy. And then the section that I want to increase the most is the Empire section. First, I want more, like, officers, like regular officers. Then the most thing I want is more of these new style, like, stormtroopers. If I could get those and just make, like, the army a little bigger in that respect, then I think I'll be pretty happy. So anyways, that is it for now. Thank you for watching this video if you guys watched the full thing, and see you in the next one.